It's going down. August 29th, O2 Arena, Londonstan. You know, it's no longer London, it's now Londonstan because the Muslims have completely Islamified the UK and most of Europe, and you know, it's not going to change until America invades in 2032, but that's a whole other video. Right now, this is your official prediction for Moses Itauma versus Filip Hrgovic. As I stated before, it's going down August 29th, O2 Arena, Londonstan, UK. You got two middle-sized heavyweights. Neither one of them is too big. Neither one of them is too skilled. Neither one of them has too much power. Neither one of them has too much boxing. This is like a B-class kind of event. It is what it is. I know the British. The British will eat a hot dog that's been dropped in the trash can for 2 weeks. The British will, swallow up anything like they're swallowing semen from Muslims. The British will like anything. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta keep it G with you. This is a B-class. This is a B-class event. You know, they're trying to turn Moses Itauma into the next AJ, which he's not. And Filip Hrgovic, well, Filip Hrgovic is a B-class heavyweight. I would say he's in borderline top 10, like number 12 or 13, 14, around there, you know what I mean? And the winner will have to face Frank Sanchez. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to Frank Sanchez in a minute, the Cuban. This is the state of the heavyweight division, where, what you have to look forward to is the winner fighting Frank Sanchez. No disrespect to the Cuban, I like the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans. I don't really like the Dominicans because their food is straight garbage, you know what I mean? But I do like the Caribbeans, you know what I mean? I like Frank Sanchez, but I mean, when the whole hype around this fight is that the winner's gonna fight Frank Sanchez, I mean, that tells you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know. They've been really trying to hype up Moses Itauma. They're talking about he's the next star. He's the next AJ. Ho, 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 ho. If AJ has a strawberry ice cream chin, does Itauma have a vanilla ice cream chin? I can't wait for Itauma to face somebody. Maybe it's Hrgovic. Maybe it's not. But eventually, I see Itauma getting knocked the fuck out as soon as you put him in there with somebody. This is your official prediction for Itauma versus Hrgovic. It's going down. Hold up. It's going down at the end of the month, August 29th. I might watch it. I might not. You know what I mean? I might be watching, the preseason for the NFL, for the New York Football Giants. I mean, I really didn't have, there's not too much going on in boxing, and I'm not, I'm trying to wait to do the prediction for Teofimo Washed Lopez versus Rolly Romero. I'm going to do that one live, in the truck. I'm going to give you like a good video, you know what I'm saying? So this is something in between, you know what I mean? A little sign in between. So, Hrgovic, you know what I mean? They're about the same size. Hrgovic has a slightly better resume. Itauma has only been fighting pies. Hrgovic fought, you know what I mean? Zelly Zhang in the fought Chicken Wang. Hrgovic, I think he fought, he had another good fight. He fought Waverly, I believe, Fabio Waverly, or the other one. Hrgovic has a pretty decent resume, you know what I'm saying? You win some, you lose some, you know what I mean? They're about the same size, about the same crack. I mean, Itauma is, a few years younger. And if I had to give the edge to in power, I would have to give the edge in power to Itauma. All the hype is behind Itauma. But I don't really see this going down as a close fight. You know what I mean? I think that Hrgovic is going to give him trouble the first 4 or 5 rounds. You know what I mean? His better skills, his better, not skills, but his better boxing experience, I think is going to have him hanging around the first 4 rounds. He might just, blow, crack Itauma. Sooner or later, this nigga getting cracked, let me tell you. He does not have the skills or the size to go long in the game. Right now, they're just trying to hype him up because they don't have nothing else in the UK. It is what it is. But I think that Hrgovic is going to be able to, give him some trouble for 4 rounds, 5 rounds. But eventually, I think that Itauma is going to realize that he's getting outboxed. And I think that, oh, there you go. He also fought Danny Dubois, you know what I mean? I think that Itauma is going to see, when he sees that he's getting outboxed, I do think that Hrgovic is the better boxer. But the youth and the slight edge in power, I think that once Itauma explodes, you know what I mean, like a jihadi in, anywhere in Europe, really. I mean, it's like weekly terrorist attacks, you know what I'm saying? These Europeans are straight cucks. But I think that when Itauma eventually, explodes, he's mad explosive, he got a little edge in power, I think that he's going to land something on Hrgovic, which Hrgovic is a slightly better boxer, slightly better experience, but he's not an Alexander Usyk. He don't got the power of Deontay Wilder to get him off. He don't got the size of Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? He don't got the size of Tyson Fury. I really don't see anything that Hrgovic got to stop Itauma when Itauma starts to explode. Once Itauma gets in that explosive mode and starts to just swing at him, I think that Itauma eventually is going to stop this man. I got Itauma by stoppage mid-rounds. I would say round number 7, and that is my official prediction. Now, the winner of this has to fight Frank Sanchez. And I'll even give you an extra bonus. I'll give you an extra prediction since I don't give a fuck about Itauma or Hrgovic or this fight or them facing Frank Sanchez. I really don't care about none of this, you know what I mean? But I'll give you an extra prediction. I think that Itauma is going to stop Hrgovic in this fight August 29th. And he's going to have to face Frank Sanchez, the #1 IBF mandatory, right? And in that fight, which will happen probably towards the end of the year, around December or so, I got Frank Sanchez completely outboxing, taking Itauma into Cuban school, drowning him late, bringing him into the 8th, 9th, or 10th round, and and stopping Itauma. That's what I got to look forward to. The QBN, I want him to stop Itauma in the UK and mollywop these Brits. You know I don't like no Tyson Fury. I don't like no Anthony Joshua. I don't like nothing that is British. The Brits were our first bitch. I will never like anything British. I'm never going to the UK. This shit has been completely Islamified. Why would I go to the UK when I could just go to Iran? And I'm not going to Iran. I'm saying, you go to London, England nowadays, and you see more Muslims in London than than white people. I mean, you know what I mean? The king has been Islamified. The prime minister, they got a new prime minister because the last one, Keir Starmer, was a total cuck. You know what I mean? We had to get rid of him. And now they got a new one that's a total cuck. You know what I mean? You got a terrorist attack every week in the UK. And no, it's not Islam. No, you're Islamophobe. It's not. Blow! Half your fucking body got just blown off. And, you know what I mean? They're still talking about, no, it's not Islam. No. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. It's not Islam. No. You got like 250,000 rapes across the UK. Look it up. The Rape Gang Inquiry. It's like the Epstein Files of the UK. Look that shit up. 250,000 rape gang inquiries. You have like over 20,000 convicted in 1 year. They're literally graping the UK. And these leftist, communist, white cucks are still talking about, no, leave the Musis alone. No, it can't be Islam. Did they just decapitate another one? Yeah, they cut his head off in the middle of the street? Nah, it can't be Islam. It must be poverty. It's because because they can't find jobs. Nigga. Whether in Europe, America, anywhere, even on Mars, don't you ever trust anything by the left. By any party. By the left. These are all communists. Islam is communism. The Democrats are communism. The prime ministers, all these MPs and PMs, all these leaderships in Europe are totally Islamified cucks. They don't give a fuck about the terrorism. All they care about is importing all these Muslim third world fucks to subsidize their elections. Because they know that if only white people, only citizens of the UK voted, if only citizens of the UK voted, they will never ever win another election. So they bring in these Islamified immigrants to subsidize their elections. They're not supposed to even be, voting, but they allow them to vote. You know what I'm saying? All these leftist communist cocks running the UK and France and Germany and Netherlands and, all these European, horrible countries. All these people care about is keeping their jobs and winning elections. Because they don't live in London. They live in some plush-ass gated communities far, far away from all the Muslims. So while you're getting stabbed, blown up, and run over by Muslims, they're just like looking the other way, telling you you're an Islamophobe. It's not Islam. Allahu Akbar. Blow! Your fucking foot is blown off. Your foot is blown off. Half your fucking arm is on the other side of the street, and they're telling you it's not Islam. Shit is not funny. And good thing, praise Jesus, that America is not Europe. And eventually, this is going to bubble up, and we're going to have to go over there, blow! Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4, talk about Papa don't hit me no more. We're not Europeans. And when this shit bubbles up, and we have to activate the forces, which are already there. We don't even have to send them. They're already like in Germany or Poland. They're already somewhere. You know how America be. We policing the world. When we're done with fucking wiping the motherfucking ground with Iran, demolishing, destroying, diminishing Iran beyond belief, we might have to circle around and go put 3 fucking battleships right in the middle of the Atlantic between Greenland and Ireland. Why do you think that Trump wanted Greenland? So we could have a base real close to the UK. Because he knows that eventually we're going to have to invade and take over shit. We're going to have to go over there, kick in the door, wave in the 4-4, kicking down fucking doors of moosies and masjids and dragging these niggas by their beards. You know what I mean? 4 guns in their fucking face. And we're going to use Greenland and Ireland as our launching pad. You're going to hear this nowhere else. That's why you got the champ. You know what I'm saying? My predictions is the best. And eventually we're going to have to go in there and clean it up. Just like the ice race that you see in America, we're going to do the same thing in Europe. In the UK, we're going to start in Ireland. Ireland, UK, France, Germany, in that order. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to let these leftist communists just continue to steal elections. You know what I mean? And that's not our country, but we see that as our property. We have mad investments in Europe. That's our second biggest investments outside of America. All those chains of KFC and McDonald's and, you know what I mean, and clothing brands and car brands and electronics and internet companies. We're not going to just let all our fucking investment over there get taken over by Muslims. No. And if the leftist communists, the white cocks, don't care about you and are not going to deport these niggas and control these niggas, well, guess what? We're going to pull like an Israel. Like what Israel did with Lebanon and Syria and told them, yo, if you don't control your Muslims, we're going to control them for you. And that's why you got Israel now blowing up Lebanon. fucking them up because Lebanon is too broke and they for whatever reason they can't control the Muslims. So now Israel is in Lebanon, and they said that to every single country in the Middle East, to all of them. Saudi Arabia, didn't you hear about Qatar? They blew a fucking hole right in the middle of fucking Qatar like about a year ago. You know what I mean? All of them. Syria, Egypt, Turkey, any of these countries filled with Muslims, and if they start, you know what I mean, having jihadis plotting on Israel, plotting on America, or plotting on Europe, you know what I mean? If you can't control them, well then we're going to send in our raids and we're going to control them for you. And that's how this whole story ends. This whole story ends with us invading the UK, invading Berlin, Germany, Ireland, France, and any other European country, Italy, Spain. Didn't you hear about what my video got? They said it had to be 18 and over. You know what I mean? You know how YouTube be. You know what I mean? You know how YouTube be. You know what I mean? Shadow blocking me and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I did a video about Amir Khan. Didn't you see the invasion of the Moroccans into Spain? 50,000. Go look it up. It's all over Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Morocco's invasion of Spain. Go look it. Just type it in right now. You know what I'm saying? If they continue to allow, if these European cucks, the leadership, the presidents of the European countries continue to allow these invasions, you know what I'm saying? That shit is gonna fuck with our finances. It's not we don't live there, but it fucks up with our money. You know what I mean? You got fucking McDonald's and Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? And clothing stores getting shut down. Dude, we don't want that. You know what I mean? So eventually we're going to have to go over there and secure our investments, our interests. You know what I mean? And all that European shit, France, Germany, UK, we see all that like our property. We see that just like Israel. Anywhere we have our investments in, our money in, our companies in, that's our shit. We see it. That's how we see it. So when we get done with Iran, we might have to backslap Turkey real quick. You know what I mean? Might have to backslap, you know what I mean, Iraqis, Houthis, and Hezbollah, all these dumb fucks. But most of them are pretty much destroyed in the Middle East. When we're done with this project here, we're gonna swing through the UK, you know what I mean, and start kicking in doors. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So, you know what I mean? That shit is coming soon. That shit is coming soon. You never heard it nowhere before? Well, you're hearing it here. Because it's so predictable. It is inevitable. You see, the leftist white communists in the UK, in Europe, they're not just gonna deport these niggas. This is going to end how everything ends. By force. All that diplomacy, that shit don't work with these fucking third world fucks. All that making a deal. Trump has offered some a deal every 2 weeks just to stabilize the markets. You know what I mean? So your gas doesn't go to like $120 a barrel. To keep it between $80 and $100. That's the whole reason he does that. You know what I'm saying? But he knows there's no fucking deal. 3 days later, the deal's off. He already offered them like 10 or 15 deals. Every 2 weeks he offers them a deal. And 3 days later, he's back to smashing them. We're going to destroy them. Destroy them completely, like Iraq, like Afghanistan. These niggas 20 years later have still half their fucking infrastructure is still 80% of Iraq and Afghanistan's infrastructure right now in 2026 is still destroyed. From what was that? 2002. 20 something years later, we're gonna destroy these niggas beyond belief. And in the UK, we're not gonna destroy them. We can't just, you know, boom, drop bombs from the skies on these niggas because we have investments there. We actually have to put boots on the ground. Blow! Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4, 4 motherfucking American guns in your face. You know what I'm saying? We have to go door to door. We might have to go door to door. You know what I mean? Grabbing all the Abdullahs, all the Malikis, all the Muhammads. You know what I'm saying? Dragging these niggas, throw them on a fucking helicopter, disappear these niggas like Maduro. This is so inevitable. I see this coming like a mile away. Hashtag no lie.